Alright, so with the newest season of Marvel Rivals, gigantic changes to the team up mechanics, making it so that every hero can feel at least viable alongside a character getting complete rework. And there's two hot topics going around that I personally am interested in talking about, them being Widow's rework and the changes they made within the hotfix, the day one hotfix itself. And starting with Widow, because that's what I want to talk about first. Uh, she at release and now should have just been the Rivals equivalent of Ash. Okay, and then for the actual rework itself, you know, I am very sympathetic and understanding to Widowmane's grieving that she is no longer the same sharpshooter and that like whole aspect of her has been removed. You know, probably be a little optimistic. They could, Silver Sable exists, Domino exists. They could be on the back turn of this year or like the start of next year and be added and kind of, maybe bring a more polished or like rightful way of doing it. But I get it. I think it's an incredibly valid or not complaint, kind of complaint. I don't know. I don't really think NetEase can win in this situation. It's like a lose-lose, but I think it is a very understandable thing to be sad about. However, I can also realize that like her kit was never gonna work in the first place. One-shotting was never an option because if it were an option, she would have released with it when the game first came out over a year and a half ago now. And she had like stupid toxic CC with the kick, and it was just a bad time. Super unhealthy, and that's kind of what it was. And to piggyback off of that, I believe in karmic justice. I think the pendulum swinging, because all these people hassling widow mains kind of feel like you're a diver. And I kind of feel like you also might play Black Panther on top of that. And I think you're next, buddy. I think you're on the chopping block. And when it does happen, I do believe you deserve to be set the house. We're bringing pressure, just as you have been doing. Okay, well, what about the patch notes? The emergency hotfix that came out the day after, and I will not be dressing the elephant, at least immediately. But support changes as a whole, I do want to talk about because, like, in an ideal world, maybe it's only mine. Either NetEase, would have let the original patch rock a little longer, and then like, did something, or if they were to do it again, like fast, tweaking team ups and toning down damage to better match healing probably would have been my preferred option. But that's not really what happened. That's not the world we live in. And the world we live in, to be completely honest, I don't think the support buffs, besides him, would have been that bad if they didn't also buff the ult charge rate for them. I personally think either buff probably would have been accepted more or more widely accepted, and kind of people would have been like, whatever, I guess. But kind of, NetEase likes to do this thing where I really don't like it because they'll nerf a character or like a character archetype and then buff their counters in the same patch. So like this example would be Cyclops and Jean getting buffs when I don't really think they needed to. And on top of them getting buffed, Iron Man got like gutted. We could say he needed tweaks and nerfs. I could like hear that out. I wasn't like deep in the Iron Man pit, but that's not really what they did. And now for the elephant himself. I think with the new team up system in mind, obviously like when I say this, you can't rely on like characters being like team up merchants because then we never really evolved from like Dagger and Hulk being in Anchor jail. But I do believe that the better the character, the more fun centered the team up itself should kind of be based in. I think because if you're picking a really good character and you just have a really like good character on the team, well, guess what? You're getting value for picking them. Whereas I think, a mid character giving a good team up or making characters better, kinda makes for equal value. Now, that being said, we have Gambit. And not only does Gambit have one of the best ults in the game, if not the best one, he he is tied to 4 different pretty good team ups. And those 4 team ups go to characters of wildly varying strengths. Like Rogue sucks. Cyclops was not good, and now he's like better. Deadpool's good. Wolverine I think is fine. And it's like, well, don't really think that should be the options. So to buff his neutral while having all of this, there's kind of like zero incentive to make him or like get him through the ban phase. He's literally doing it all. Like it makes no sense that he got buffed without them touching his ult in the slightest. Now to end the video, because I've never really done this, I want to make a little mini wish list of like balancing changes I would like to see. I'm kind of more open to the idea of like whole team reworks kind of getting nerfed or like changed in like any kind of dramatic fashion, like that happening later, because I feel like that's like the whole point of the season, and if you're not doing, and that's the whole point of the season, and like characters need them to be like better. I think like waiting to change them, but acknowledging that they do need to be changed, I can live with. I think that's fine. But to start, number 1, I hate Cloak and Dagger. I think that she should either lose a Terra Cape or Dagger, whatever. Terra Cape. I think either she should lose one, or that maybe just make it so that instead of her being like completely immune to damage, it's like Emma Diamond form, maybe a little better even. I would like take. I think that's how that should work. Also, she should not be able to contest point with it. No other character in the game is allowed to like contest point when they're completely invulnerable, so neither should she. I think that makes perfect sense. And second up on the docket is Helena Moore. I need this team up gone, dead, and obliterated. It pisses me off. I hate it. I can't believe, like, of all the old team ups in this game, 1, that it's still here. 2, that they kept it in and doubled down. No one likes it. Everyone hates it. I hate you if you try and use it. Number 3. Gambit ult. Change it, please. Please. All you gotta do is you can make it mirror his kit and just make it so that the Gambit player has to choose whether he wants to use it defensively, and you can even make it cleanse on both. I don't care. It should just either do healing in like whatever, or do like burst healing when he first does it, and then the damage boost and what have you. Very easy. Number 4. Okay, another one I hate. I'm getting sick of it, man. Luna Snow should not have a self-cleanse when she is being CC'd. I hate that she has that. She should never have it. I hate her. I hate her so much. I cannot stand the privilege this character gets. For the love, please. Like, let's be so for real. Number 5. Give Rogue a micro HP buff. I don't want Rogue to be God mode and then immediately go back to being gutted, so I think settling for a micro HP buff would be fine. I can't remember her health totals, but I don't know. Maybe give her like 200 extra base health, maybe, or like 125. I don't know. I don't care. Her health got to go up though. I don't really. She might be one of the only characters where that the recharging shields don't really do her too many favors. Number 6. Okay, so I get it. All right, Invis ult was buffed because the damage by default was kind of just breaking through her ult. So I don't really mind this buff that she got. That being said, I think can we like re-up Strange ult so that he can go back to killing people out of the ult. I think that's only fair. You know. All right, number 7, count your days. I am, I will as soon as this video is posted. Black Panther will be reworked, and you will hold it, and I will be happy because I don't like this character. And then number 8, and last but not least, kind of, what if just, I don't know, just for funsies. What if like tenacity wasn't a myth and like actually helped you when you needed it, and like, maybe they like changed how it procced, because that would be cool. I would love that change. Kind of just round things out. I don't really feel the need to bring up visual clutter because apparently rivals creators within the, their content program, whatever, have been like specifically told and okayed to let people know in advance that they do plan on scaling that back through multiple patches, I think. So I don't think it's all gonna happen at once if I'm not mistaken. Which huge dubs. I do think this is visual clutter the game, but I feel like it wasn't this bad like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. But yeah, very interested. Maybe I'm very interested to see like when the next patch will be, purely because I do kind of think they might react, to like people saying, "Oh, well, that last patch came out too fast," which, maybe. Besides the like Black Panther like rocking his like passive twice because of regen health, I could very much see it. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say. The new season's fun. I like the season after the patch still. I want to see what the next patch does if there's any reversions. But until next time, I'll see you then.